Hey, and welcome to another Let's Build a Synth podcast with System 63. I've got a few things loaded up here to start with. You'll notice I've already got the clock in. That's just going to be in everything you do, so that's a given. Also, I have this audio in that allows me to talk in through the synth so that you guys can hear me during this little how-to. We also have a new VCA mixer. Basically, this is 6 ins. Each in has its own VCA built in. That's a voltage-controlled amplifier. It's either the VCA is active if you connect an envelope to it, and you'll see that we'll be working off of number 1 here. I have the audio in for my voice coming in through number 6 down here. You'll notice the VCA light never comes on that during this entire thing. Then over here we have the Oscope 2. Oscope 2 is a basic oscilloscope, which is going to allow you to see the waveforms that we're working with in a visual manner. So let's get right to it. Let's start adding some things. Today we're going to build something that is along the line of a Minimoog using System 63. So first off here, we're going to come down here to Instruments, the Beta 2 section, and we're going to go to Modulation, and we're going to load up the low frequency oscillator. This is my favorite low frequency oscillator. Does a great job. Okay, now let's load in the Model D oscillators. These are actually modeled after the Minimoog's oscillators. And in this case, where with the Minimoog it does have 3 oscillators, you can't use an LFO if you use the 3rd oscillator. So what I did was just make all 3 oscillators active and give you the ability to use an LFO since, you know, we're on a modular system. Sorry, it's early, drinking coffee. Okay, next up in this, we're going to add in the envelope. And the Minimoog used an ADS envelope. So this is attack, decay, sustain. The thing that was unique about a lot of the smaller Moogs were they did release via the decay setting. So if that's on, your release setting is exact to your decay setting. Most of the time it was off. That's just, unless you were building pads or whatever, that's just the way it worked. So next up we're going to throw in that famous Moog style filter, and it's the 24 dB low pass ladder filter. Now let's go into this and actually arrange some things. So we have the low frequency oscillator. It requires the reset signal from the clock. The reset signal is new. Basically, reset sends 1s and 0s, and that's it. And it sends a 1 if the clock is on or a key is pressed. Basically, the reset allows lots of stuff to happen throughout the synth in a very automated way. So just keep that in mind. Reset connects to reset from the clock. Now let's grab the Model D oscillators, drag those up here. Let's put the gate down here, the envelope. So we take our pitch, we connect that to pitch. A lot of the oscillators now have the reset signal in them as well. So reset to reset. Gate down here to the top gate, and I'll explain why there's 2 gate entries in the envelope here in a minute. Then the envelope to the envelope, audio out to the audio out. Then we're going to take our sine wave and connect that to the CV in of the filter. The envelope up to the number 1 envelope on the VCA mixer. And then we're going to split out the ladder filter out to that as well. So now, on the envelope, why are there two gate ins? Well, now a lot of the modules have gone dual functionality. So the A and B tabs, you have two envelopes every time you load up this single ADS envelope. So the A tab is what we're connected to. That's not true of all modules, but the ones that don't have a B have nothing on them. And not everything has something on it. Some oscillators especially have extra functionality like mixers or whatever on the B tab, so check those out as well. Now, basically, sorry folks, my mouse battery's going bad. So basically what we have here is a simple Minimoog. So let's adjust that cutoff some. There's that LFO. Now, you want to see what that looks like? Let's turn on the oscilloscope, and let's come out of the filter and into the oscilloscope, and now we have the waveform output. So let's have a look at some of these oscillators. We'll turn up VCO1, and we will go direct from the oscillator. As you can see, this is the famous sawtooth, or shark tooth oscillator from the Minimoog. We modeled this. Looks pretty good, very close to an actual Minimoog that a buddy of mine owns. So that's always handy. Now we'll come down and have a look at the triangle wave, which is actually a little rounded due to the old school electronics that were in the Minimoog. Now, standard sawtooth wave, once again a little rounded due to the older electronics. Pulse wave in the 3 different duty cycles that the Minimoog had. As you can see, our filter sounds really, really good. Now, there's one other thing missing here from making this a full-fledged Minimoog, and that is the glide. So, on modulars and the actual electronics function, this is known as a slew limiter. So if you go underneath the utilities section, and down to slew limiter, we can place this up here before the oscillator. All you do is you connect the pitch in and out of the slew limiter. Now let's turn that up a bit, and this is what you get. All right. Now, we'll bring the other waves back in. All right. So now, if you want to extend this a little bit and give it a little bit more modern sound, you can come in, go under the System 63 effects, and add a chorus. And we will add a delay effect. And I'll show you how to hook those up in Chain. Okay, let's go chain those in. So here we have our outputs. So we take our chorus, and it's just left, right, delay, left, right, and left, right to the outputs. Yeah. All right. I can put up with a little bit of chorus on my voice. Next time we'll talk about the mixer section and how to make all of that work. Too much feedback. All right. Good examples. All right, you can end up having way too much fun with this thing. That's it. That's a basic mini Moog. Keep in mind, you can always do cool stuff with this very quickly, like adding in the auto ARP, which is new this time around. Really cool little automatic arpeggiator type thing. Now we do need, along with the auto ARP, we need a clock divider because it actually uses the clock. So we'll come up here and we'll just grab the simple clock div. Clock, reset, clock, reset, pitch, pitch in, gate down, So as you can see here, this is just setting the amount of spread between the notes. This is just an internal skip. This is an external skip. Number of steps in the arpeggiation. The velocity. You can also modulate that. And then direction. All right. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the synth. If you have questions, once again, make sure and hit me on the website. Thanks.